Okay. This is kind of random, but I wanted to make a video talking about 22 things I've learned in 22 years because my birthday is in 3 days, and I don't know, I love watching these videos on YouTube, and I think they're pretty inspiring, and it's a good memory to have. But yeah, kind of vulnerable. I don't really know why I'm doing this, but I don't know. We'll just go with it. Okay, we're just gonna jump right into the first one. I guess it's kind of a downer one, but it's just, I don't know, it's a big thing I've learned. So there's a quote that says, "You can be the juiciest, ripest, most colorful peach in the whole world, but there's still gonna be people who don't like peaches." And I know that sounds really sad, but I don't know. That's one thing that I've had to realize in the past few years is just like, not everyone's gonna like you. And honestly, you don't need to take it personally. Like, some people just don't like you, and that's totally fine. I think, like, so many of us are people pleasers. I definitely am one. And if someone doesn't like me, I take it really personally, and I just want to make them my best friend. But I don't know. At the end of the day, there's so many people in the world. Not everyone's gonna like you, and just don't take it personally. You can still love them. You don't have to dislike them back. But yeah, that's definitely a big one. Okay, number 2 is one that I'm still learning, but it's okay to be an introvert. I think, I don't know, extroverts are so praised in society, and being an extrovert is totally fine. But I don't know, sometimes I like compare myself to extroverts, or I feel like, oh, like everyone wants to hang out, but I honestly just want to be at home with my roommates and just enjoy a night in. And that's totally fine. I think, you know, you don't have to be extroverted. Like, it's fine to be an introvert. And we need both in society, and it's totally fine. And yeah, if you're an introvert, just embrace it. You're awesome. Okay, my third one is pretty vague, but it's just to be daring and just take risks in life. You know, like, this is so cheesy, but like, life is so short. You just need to do things. You know what I mean? Like, if, I don't know, just like make life exciting. Like, if there's someone you like, tell them you like them. If there's a job that you want but you don't feel qualified for, just apply. If there's a hobby you want to try but you feel like people are gonna think you're weird for it, just do it. Like, I don't know, it's your life. Like, be daring, be risky, I don't know. Do something crazy. Okay, this one's super big. This has to do with friendship. One thing I've learned is, you know, just what a friend really is. And, you know, we all have those people in life where it's like, we're friends, but I don't know, you kind of feel like you can't fully be yourself, or you're walking on eggshells. And I'm not saying to like cut those people out of your life, but really try and evaluate what friends you have in your life, and obviously be a good friend yourself. But a true friend, I've realized, is someone that you can be completely yourself around. Like, for me, those are my roommates. Like, they've seen me so crazy, like, I don't know, they've seen the worst of me, but they still love me. And they create a space where I can just be myself, you know? Like, life's too short to have friendships where you feel like you can't be yourself, or where you feel like you have to adjust everything you're saying so that, I don't know, you can fit in with them. And yeah, also that goes along with that is be that friend to other people. You know, allow people to be themselves around you and praise them for who they are, and not, you know, don't criticize people. Okay, this is green tea, by the way. I love it. I love tea. The next one is also pretty vague, but things just always work out. Like, I don't know, sometimes I think back to like high school when like I'm freaking out about a test or something's going on in my life, and I'm like, this is the end, like, you know, this is like the biggest deal in life. But really, like, things always work out. Like, I remember being so sad because I got a C in chemistry in high school, and I was like, this is the end, I'm not going to college. But it's fine, things worked out, I'm in college, you know? Or just like little things in life, like, not to take things so seriously. And I don't know, just remind yourself that things always work out. It might not work out how you thought it would, but life moves on. Things sometimes aren't as big a deal as we make them out to be. Okay, this one's similar to the last one, but it's just the phrase, it is what it is. And I say this to myself all the time. Now, there's a difference. If there's something going on that like needs to be changed, like, don't just say it is what it is, I'm not gonna change it. But if it's for like little things in life, like, I don't know, let's say it's cold outside and you're just like complaining and you're all angry, just be like, you know what, I can't change this, it is what it is, and just move on. Or if you get a bad grade on a test, like, I don't know, that's your grade, you can't really change it. You know, just say it is what it is. And because it is what it is, you can't really change it. again, if it's something you can change, obviously try and change it. But for little petty things that are bringing you down, just say it is what it is. Okay, this one is something I learned in college, but stop telling your friends, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, and then never do it. Like, if you think of something you want to do, like, both of you pull out your calendars, put it on your calendar, otherwise you're literally never gonna do it. You know, like, there's so many fun things that we want to do, and we just, like, talk about it all the time, like, wouldn't that be fun to do this, or, oh, we're gonna graduate soon, like, we have to do this, you know what I mean? Just, like, literally you have to tell yourself, hey, pull out your calendar, we're putting this on a date, and it's gonna actually happen. Otherwise, it's never gonna happen. Okay, this one I've heard, like, my whole life, but I don't think I truly understood it until maybe late high school. But again, super cheesy, but just be yourself. And I think the reason I didn't learn this until later was, I don't know, for me personally, it's hard to, like, know who you are when you're younger. I don't know, you're still trying to, like, figure things out and, like, know who you are, but I think at this point in my life, I basically know who I am. And you just need to be yourself. Like, there's so many different kinds of people in the world. Like, you don't need to be a copycat of someone else. Like, just stop comparing yourself. Stop being ashamed of things that you're interested in, or hobbies that you like, or music you listen to. Just be yourself, and the right people are gonna come into your life. You know, don't try and force friendships with people that you wanna be like. You know, just be yourself. The people who love you are gonna be in your life, and that's all that matters. Okay, this one's like my favorite quote, but just bloom where you're planted. And for me, I don't know. So I took a gap year after high school, and I was living in Canada, and I had the best year of my life. And it was really hard for me to come to terms that I was going to college and just a whole new set of people that I didn't know. And I had this mindset of, okay, I'm just gonna, like, get through these years, and then, I don't know, life will be better after that. But wherever you are in life, I've learned that you need to, yeah, like the quote says, bloom where you're planted. And in order for a plant to bloom, it has to be nourished and watered and in sunlight. And you can take that analogy however you want. But, you know, just accept where you are in life. Don't always wish your life away or wish where you are in life away. Truly try and nurture where you are. Like, make the most of whatever situation you're in, and, yeah, bloom where you're planted. That makes sense. Okay, sorry if my angle keeps changing. I'm moving my phone between each of these. But the next thing I've learned or wanted to talk about is why I deleted my Instagram. So I love Instagram. I love it too much, as I think most of us do. But I decided to delete my account in July of last year. And I did it for a lot of different reasons. Well, like, main reasons, one, I was kind of sick of comparing myself to other people. I mean, I don't think I did that too much, but I mean, it's kind of inevitable with Instagram, just like looking at people's lives. Another reason I deleted it was because I didn't like feeling like I was, like, close friends with people that I was actually acquaintances with. I think that's really easy with social media to, like, feel like you know someone super well just because you see their pictures every day. But if you saw them in real life, like, you wouldn't know what to talk about. I know I'm not the only one, so I'm just throwing this out there. Another one, kind of vulnerable, I'm just throwing it out there. But I would, like, post a picture or put something on my story and just, like, hope that someone I liked would, like, see it or like it. And that was, like, not good for my heart, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We all do it. I'm not the only one. But, yeah, also took up a ton of my time. So I'm not saying Instagram's bad. I think you just need to know how to use social media wisely and not let it take up all your time. But if you're out there and you're thinking of deleting something, or even just taking, like, a break from Instagram, you should totally do it. It's good. Okay, this next one is something that me and my roommate Kristen talk about all the time, but it's just the phrase, quality of life. This has to do with, like, little things, but I'm just gonna throw some ideas out there. Like, sometimes I'll microwave my food and it's not, like, very warm, and I'll just eat it anyways. And then I, like, didn't enjoy my food that much. But it's like, if I would've just put it in the microwave 30 seconds longer, then it would've tasted really good and, like, quality of life. Or if my bike tire is, like, a little out of air, but I'm too lazy to go pump it up with air, I just tell myself, like, quality of life. My life would be so much better if my tires were full. Or, I don't know, making my lunch the night before instead of scrambling in the morning. Just, like, quality of life. Or if I want to buy something, sometimes I think you should buy the more expensive one that's better quality, that'll last you a long time, than having to buy the cheap one multiple times. Because quality of life. So yeah, I could talk about that forever, but just quality of life. Just make your life, just make it simpler and easier. The next thing that I learned, well, more realized, is that I'm obsessed with the word hygge. It's spelled Hygge. If you're on Pinterest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, hygge is this Danish word that encompasses the whole idea of just like coziness, togetherness, warmth, aesthetically pleasingness. That's not a word, but basically, this is why I have tea in my hand, I have a candle to my right, and that's literally not for the video. I literally do this every single day. I drink so much tea. I always have candles burning. I have some twinkle lights up ahead that you can't really see, but I just love being cozy. And this also has to do with me being an introvert. It just all comes together. But like, my ideal night is just like sitting by the fireplace with my tea, just being cozy, being with people I love. Honestly, it's just the best. But yeah, I love hygge. Okay, this next one is just to be the person that says hi. And I am still learning this. Sometimes I get really shy. I don't know. So basically, especially if you're on campus and you always run into people that you know or like kind of know, or like acquaintances, it's so easy to just be like, oh, I don't want to small talk, I'm just gonna walk away. And like, that sounds really sad. But just to be the person that says hi, or like if you like make eye contact with someone that you guys like kind of know each other, just like smile and say hi, just like break the awkwardness, it's fine. Just like be the one that says hi and make people feel loved. Just do it. Just embrace it. Okay, this one's super big to me. So big that I almost got it tattooed on my body, but I didn't do it, so it's fine. Anyways, just the whole idea of not settling. And you can take this any way that you want, but for me, yeah, it encompasses like a lot of things in life, for like little things and big things. So like for little things, something like, I don't know, if I order something at a restaurant and then they give me not what I ordered, normally I would just be like, oh, okay, I'll just eat this even though I don't like it. And like there's a time and place for that. Like, I don't know, you don't always have to be like that customer. But I don't know, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I ordered this. Like, just like stand up for yourself and be like, oh, I'm not gonna settle for this. Like, that's something really petty. Or like, I had this job a few years ago and there were just like a lot of things I didn't like about it. But I mean, if you're at a job that's like terrible, like if you can quit, like that'd be good. But for me, it was just a matter of like talking to my boss about some things I didn't like and asking her to change it. And she like changed it the next day and it made my job so much easier. So it's like not settling for things and just complaining about it, but like trying to actually do something about it. Or like, this is kind of a big thing, but like if you're in like a friendship or a relationship and someone's just treating you terribly, like you don't have to settle for that. Like you don't have to accept that kind of treatment. Like, again, it's not like you can just cut everyone out of your life, but like it's just a matter of like standing up for yourself. And more on the like more important end of the spectrum is like your friendships or relationships, like romantic relationships with people. Like, I don't know, I think life is too short to just settle for someone that you like kind of like. Like, I think you should like have high expectations, or like, what's the word, standards. Like, don't go off the roof with your standards, but you know, don't just settle for someone because you want someone in your life. You know what I mean? I hope that's coming across how I want, but yeah, have standards for yourself. Okay, this next one is, I think, gonna be really hard for me to explain, but I'm gonna try. Just the idea to live today well. Another thing I'm considering getting a tattoo of, but we'll see. But I don't know, for me it's like, in life I'm always kind of working on something, or like trying to pursue a goal, or like trying to like better my character, if that makes sense. Like, I'm all about New Year's resolutions and like I actually try and stick to them. So it's like just thinking of like, okay, what are the goals that I'm trying to work on, and like how can I do that today? So some examples are like, if I'm trying to play piano more instead of like coming home from class being tired and going on Netflix, it's like, how can I live today well? How can I make the most of my time? And like, if that's my goal right now, choosing to play piano over like Netflix or something. Or if you have like a day off of class for some reason instead of just calling it a lazy day. Like, try and live today well. Like, what are some things that you always say you want to do but never do? And like, take advantage of your time. And yeah, just like make the most of your time, live today well, and that'll change day to day on what you're trying to work on and what like well means to you. But I think that's like a good daily reminder, just to like live each day to the fullest, and whatever fullest means to you. Okay, this next one's, I saw it on Pinterest, it's like a quote, but it says, beautiful things don't ask for attention. And I took that as like internal beauty, or just like, I don't know, just like yourself. And what comes to mind, there's like two people in my life that I think of that are just like, you know those people that are just like so beautiful, not like externally, like they're beautiful, but like what really stands out about them is just like their warmth, and they're just genuinely awesome, like beautiful people. And like the two people I'm thinking of in my life are like, they just are that way, like they're just light, they're just warmth, but they don't spend their time trying to prove that to other people. Like, they just are that, and other people like notice from like getting to know them, and not them trying to prove that to other people, if that makes sense. Or like, think of a mountain. Like, a mountain is, I think, one of the most stunning things ever. And you know, mountains are just sitting there, like they're not yelling at us to like get our attention. They're just sitting there being beautiful, and you just notice because they just are. That's kind of vague, but I hope that makes sense. Okay, the next thing I've learned is just that your relationship with God is not a to-do list. Like, your relationship with God isn't just that you go to church and pray and all that kind of stuff, but your relationship with God is, in a sense, just like any other relationship. It's something that you have to, like, I don't know, you can't just like expect to have a deep relationship with someone when you're not spending time with them. And so like, the word that comes to mind is companionship. And like, this is something that's really been a big thing in my life recently. It's just like viewing God more as like my companion than just like this thing I have to do, this like religion I have to do, you know, if that makes sense. But yeah, God is a relational God, and not, you know, he doesn't just want you to view him as like something that you have to like do, if that makes sense. But yeah, God is your companion. This next one, it has to do with like making the most of like where you're at in life, and not always having such a future mindset, like, oh, when I get to this point in life, then I'll be happy. Or like, yeah, just always thinking about the future. Like, that's great and all, but it's really important to like live in the present, because I don't know, I think about this a lot, but like, you're gonna get older one day and look back on like for me, like looking back on being 22 and being like, wow, like those were the days. Or like, you know, like just make the most of like each season you're at in life. And I mean, I need to do that because I'm like terrified of turning 22, but because I feel like that's really old. I know it's not, but just like embracing being 22 and like just like being my age, and not always like thinking ahead and like, I don't know. Okay, it's kind of weird sharing this, but next thing I've learned is just like embracing the time that you're single. Like, this is such like a sweet time in life, and like so many of us just like want to like wish this time away and like want to find somebody, and like, you know, it's almost Valentine's Day, you know. But I don't know, I've just learned that like being single is not like a time that, it's not like a waiting period. Like, your life is happening now, and it's great to like want to be in a relationship, but you need to like make the most of being single. And like, you're a whole person by yourself. Like, there's not someone that's gonna come along and like complete you, if that makes sense. Like, you need to spend this time like figuring out who you are and like being a whole person, and I think that's really important. So I learned to not wish away being single, but that it's awesome. Okay, this one's also like a super cheesy quote. Actually, it's like Nike's slogan, just do it. That's what I learned. For me, it's just like, I kind of talked about this earlier, but like, life is too short. You just need to like do what you say you want to do. Like, a couple things that I recently did was like, I took a gap year after high school. That was awesome. I wanted to do it. I did it. Best year of my life. A couple years ago, I wanted to chop my hair. My hair used to be like this long, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna chop it. And I love it short. Or recently, I was like, you know what? I love Zumba. I'm gonna be a Zumba instructor. And then a week later, I signed up. And then like 3 weeks later, I got a job. And I just went for it and just did it. So yeah, that's something I wanna obviously continue to have that mindset of. But just like, if you wanna do something, just go for it. Stop making excuses. Life's too short. Just go after what you wanna go after. Okay, this one kinda has to do with the Hygge one, but just like a couple of things I've learned that I just love doing is just like, number one, my favorite thing to do besides sitting in front of a fire is I just love sitting on a dock, just like on a lake. Honestly, I could do that all day. Or I love playing board games. Like I could play games and cards for hours, and just like making time for the things that actually fill you up. Yeah, we all have different things that we like truly love and don't make enough time for, but just prioritizing those things and getting out there. Okay, number 22, last but not least, is to make other people feel included, because you know what it feels like to not be included. And I don't know who's watching this video, but I'm sure anyone who's watching this video knows what it feels like to feel left out. And I think it's so important to like be that friend that you wish you had, you know? Like make other people feel included. And sometimes that means going out of your way to, yeah, make people feel welcomed and wanted, rather than just like tolerating that someone's there. Like actually like bring them in and make them feel loved. Yeah, I think that's super important. And it's hard to do. Well, no, it's not hard to do. Just do it. Just make people feel included. Okay, that's 22 things I've learned in 22 years. I don't really know what prompted me to make this video, but here we are. That was kind of vulnerable. I don't know why I'm putting this on the internet, but we'll see. Yeah, so here's to 22.